The Colts drafted Anthony Richardson in the first round of the NFL draft, and today we're going to see if we're able to build the Colts into a Super Bowl winning team. But before we get into that, less than 1% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could go down below and hit that sub button, that would mean the world to me. And also, share this video with your friends, because if we can get it to 100 views in the first 24 hours of it being up, I'll finally be able to buy myself Taco Bell, and I've been starving for weeks. So let's get into the video. This Colts team definitely has some holes in its roster. Like, it could use a couple better O-linemen. They have a terrible tight end room right now, but I do have hope in Anthony Richardson to bring them out of those depths. But I also think they got a good receiver in Josh Downs out of UNC, and I think they got a good corner in Joshua Brents out of, where was he again? Julius Brents out of Kansas State. So they got a couple good rookies. I just think how we use them is going to make the biggest deal. They need some better middle line or linebackers. So our job here is to basically rebuild them into a Super Bowl winning team, like I said before, and hopefully we're able to do that. So this is kind of what the team is looking like going into year number 1. I'm going to make sure I set the specialists to be who they should be, and it looks like it's correct right now. I hope that they do well. I have them playing in the Panthers playbook because the Colts playbook is terrible, and the Panthers playbook likes to utilize the running back, which is exactly what we want for this team because that's probably what they're going to do in real life. So let's go to the midseason point and see if it's working for us. And here we are at the midseason mark. We are 5-2, and I did take a little sneak peek, and I know why we're 5-2. It's not because Anthony Richardson has thrown for 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. It's because Jonathan Taylor has 762 yards and 7 touchdowns through 7 games. That is insane in Madden. So hopefully that means good for the team. Josh Downs, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, 400 yards, 1 touchdown. Defensively, let's take a look at what we're doing. It didn't look the best, but I can't speak. Best sack is 2, but Shaquille Leonard also has 3 interceptions, and Kenny Moore has 3 interceptions, and Julius Brents has 1, but any interception for the rookie is good so far. So let's sim to the end of the season and see if Jonathan Taylor can win Offensive Player of the Year, which would bring him up to a Superstar X Factor. And in our first season, we go 13-4, which is crazy to me that we were able to do that. But let's take a look at the stats and see why. Anthony Richardson had an amazing season, 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Very good from him. Jonathan Taylor had 1,836 yards, 23 touchdowns, and Zach Moss had 400 yards and 15 touchdowns. Josh Downs hit 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Isaiah McKenzie had almost 1,000 yards. So did Michael Pittman. But Jonathan Taylor also had 666 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. And defensively, people stepped up, it looks like. Kwity Paye with 8.5 sacks. DeForest Buckner with 5.5. Shaquille Leonard with 4. Tyquan Lewis with 2.5. But interception, Kenny Moore with 6. Shaquille Leonard with 4. Nick Cross with 3. Julian Blackmon with 3. Isaiah Rodgers with 2. Julius Brents didn't get any more. That's sad to see. But let's take a look at the yearly awards. And is he close? He wasn't on the list for winning MVP, but hopefully he was able to win Offensive Player of the Year, and he did. He beats out Josh Allen, and he wins Offensive Player of the Year. It's great to see that. So let's see any Defensive Player of the Year here. Shaquille Leonard was up there, but no other Colts. Offensive Rookie of the Year is George Pickens, Anthony Richardson at 2, and Josh Downs at 3. No other Colts are up here. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Trayvon Walker up there, but no. Nick Cross at 9. Nice. You'll love to see that. So let's go to our next playoff game. We did get the first round bye because we went 13-4 in our first season. So if we can win the Super Bowl, it's not really much of a rebuild. It's more of a just stay good. So let's see if we're able to beat the Browns here. I kind of hope we're not, so we can actually do a rebuild, and we don't. So the goal is obviously a Super Bowl. It would kind of suck if we won a Super Bowl in our first year. But let's go to re-signings to see how we can stay good. So in re-signings, there isn't really anyone that I want to keep. None of these guys are a high overall. I am going to see if Tyquan Thornton wants to come in on this deal. He's excited to stay with a good team, and we're excited to keep him here. But let's go into free agency and really upgrade. So in free agency, Jordan Poyer is here. He wants to be a Colt, so I think we'll just give him a neutral deal. See if we're the top of the list. We're just below the Panthers, but there's still a chance we get him. And I think I want to try to sign Miles Jack. He doesn't want to be in Indiana, but I think a very player-friendly deal may get him to come here. And we're below the Colts on that one, which kind of sucks. I mean, we're below the Titans on that one, who is a rival of us. So I think we should try to swoop him out. We'll pay him $4.5 million. So let's see if that's good enough to get him to want to be here. And it does. So let's send this through and see if we get both. We don't get either. So that's fine. I think the biggest thing is rebuilding through the draft rather than scooping players out of free agency. So let's go to the... Actually, let's take a look at the team and see what we need before I just skip to the draft so that you guys can take a look at the team. And Jonathan Taylor did go up to Superstar X Factor. You love to see it. Anthony Richardson is up to an 80 overall from a 74. That's really good to see. DeForest Buckner already had Superstar X Factor. Kenny Moore went up to Superstar. Did Julian Blackmon go up to Superstar? I think he did. Brett stayed the same, just went up a couple overalls. And Shaquille Leonard went up to a 90, which is good to see. Nick Cross, I think, went up to a star dev, which is good to see. I think Grover Stewart did as well. I'm not really sure about this side of the line, to be honest. But let's go to the draft. I'm thinking about doing a cornerback, tight end, and outside linebacker and a middle linebacker. But we'll see what's good in this draft, and I'll see you there. So here we are in the draft. And there is a guy that I want to move up to. He's a left outside linebacker. I think he can play right outside linebacker for us, which is a big need on this team. And also middle linebacker. But I see someone that I want to get for both. I have them in my favorites. This is Cameron Best is the left outside linebacker I want. And middle linebacker is Bo Kendricks. And there were some other people that I scouted and put on my board. I actually remembered to do it this time. Go me. We're making progress in life. But we're going to see if we can trade up to like maybe pick 20 around there. We have 2 second-round picks, which is going to be very beneficial. We're going to see if we can just, jump up. Pick 21 is probably around where I want to be. The interest level is there. If we throw a 5th and a 6th for next year there, it's not going to go through. Let's see. Can we just do a 5th this year and call it good? Let's see. And they want it to be improved a little bit more. So let's throw a 7th at them and see if they accept that. They don't. I don't really want to give up much more than that. There are some late players that I want to get. So what if we threw 2 5ths at them? If they don't accept that, then I'm probably not going to trade with them. And they don't want to do that. What do they need? A left guard and a defensive tackle. Do we have a defensive tackle that they would say is a higher overall? They don't really want him. Actually, they kind of do. So I think that's good. Get it off our books. If we don't really use him at all. And throw a 5th in there. And will they say yes to that? And they don't. Okay, cool. So I don't think the Bengals are a team we're going to trade with. I hope that doesn't mean that pick is impossible to get, because I do want to try to get maybe the Chiefs. Let's see how close that is just right off the rip. It's super close. Let's throw in a 6th round pick, see if that can get it done. If not, 5th round we go. I'm willing to give up both 5th round picks for that. I'm not really worried. I think a 7th will get that done. I'm just going to throw in a 6th just to be sure. Okay, it doesn't. What? This game sometimes has no logic. It's so close. Just throwing a couple picks. And it's a done deal. 2 5ths to move up 5 spaces, I think it was. And we're going to sim to next user pick. If he's gone, I'm going to be kind of mad.
The Colts.
He didn't go the pick
on
ahead
the
of us,
clock.
which normally is what happens. But our hope is that he's still here. And Cam Best is still here. So we're going to pick him up. He has
the
hidden
clock
development,
now,
84
it's
speed.
the Miami
Great to
Dolphins.
see. He's going to be our right outside linebacker. I don't really know what else to say about that. He looks really good. So I think our next
up,
target
the
is a
Indianapolis Colts
right
are
end.
on the clock.
He was a projected 1 to 2 talent. If he's still there, I'm gonna take him. Oh wait, he dropped down. Okay, cool. I'll take him. I'm not mad. He has C block shooting, C finesse moves, but A power moves. So kind of a run trick pony.
With the next
Hidden
pick,
development, 80 speed,
the
85
Miami
strength.
Dolphins are on
Definitely
the
someone
clock.
we'd want on this team. And we have another pick in the second round,
It's
which
now
means we
the
should be able to
Indianapolis
get
Colts
Bo
selection.
Kendricks, who was the middle linebacker I showed you at the beginning. And he's gone. He is gone. Okay. So I guess I'm going to go with J.J. Platt. He is
The
a
Seattle Seahawks
normal
are
dev.
now on the clock.
left guard. Okay. Maybe I should have gone the tight end, but you never know. So maybe he turns out to be good. Maybe he's like a 79
The
overall or
Indianapolis
something.
Colts are
And
now
that
on
is
the
not
clock.
the tight end we wanted. I think his name was Eddie. And Eddie McKinney is still here. You'll love to see it. So let's grab Eddie McKinney. He's a hidden
The
development
Miami
tight end with
Dolphins
82
now
speed,
on the
77
clock.
strength. That's good to see. So let's sim to our 4th round pick, where I do have a wide receiver that I'm thinking about taking.
The Colts.
If he's still
on the
there,
clock.
that's great. We didn't get Bo Kendrick, sadly. I kind of want to see what his overall was. But he has F release. Doesn't
The
really
Denver
matter.
Broncos
Normal dev,
are
90
now
speed.
on the clock.
We're just going to, throw him in if he's decent and hope he can do something. So let's go look at the team, move things around, and hopefully we have a good season. So this is what the team is going to be looking like going into year number 2. Obviously, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, and then we're going to have Josh Downs and Isaiah McKenzie. Eddie McKinney is going to start over as our starting tight end. J.J. Platt just slotted in at our right guard position. He's going to be fine there. And then defensively, Cameron Best is going to be our new right outside linebacker, and Jeffers is going to be our right end. I moved Ebukam over to middle linebacker. He's not very good at it, so we definitely need to find a middle linebacker. But it's going to be decent for right now. Nothing crazy. I think Best is going to be playing our sub linebacker as well. I want to make sure that he is also rush right end so that we're not sitting here having a guy with normal development and not a lot of ability to grow, getting reps over a guy who, in at least Madden sense, can become really good. I mean, he's only a 70 overall rusher, but that's something that can change over time. So let's go to the midseason mark and let's see if we can be as good as last year. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-3, just behind the Titans in the division. And so let's take a look at the stats, see what we're doing this year. Anthony Richardson has 15 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 1,800 yards. Better season from him. And Jonathan Taylor's doing what he does best again. He has 879 yards for 10 touchdowns. He averages 6 yards a carry. Josh Downs has 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Michael Pittman has 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor has 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Eddie McKinney has 280, 2 touchdowns. Very good stats from them. And sacks-wise, Kwity Paye with 4.5. Dylan Jeffers with 4.5, our nice starting rookie. And DeForest Buckner has 3.5. Shaquille Leonard has 1.5. Let's see our interception count. Nick Cross 1, Kenny Moore 1, Rodney Thomas 1. And I just want to check our tackles leader. It's Shaquille Leonard, Nick Cross. Not Cameron Best is nowhere to be found other than right here. Is he having a decent year? It's okay. It's not bad. Definitely could be better. So hopefully he steps it up in the coming days or weeks. And let's see if we can win this division. And we go 9-8, and we don't even make the playoffs, which really sucks. So let's take a look at the stats for this year. Anthony Richardson, 4,300 yards, 32 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. He definitely regressed throughout the season, but Jonathan Taylor, 1,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, very good. Michael Pittman, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Josh Downs, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. A very, very good season from him. And Kwity Paye with 9.5 sacks. DeForest Buckner with 7. Dylan Jeffers with 5.5. Kenny Moore with 5 interceptions. A very good year for him. Tackles-wise, Cam Best, our rookie, is not even close to the top, it looks like. Or did I pass him? Yep, I passed him on accident. 98 tackles, 1 interception, 6 tackles for a loss. Not the best season from him, but let's look at the yearly awards, see if we won anything. And it doesn't look like we did, but Jonathan Taylor was at 3rd for MVP, which means he won Offensive Player of the Year for the 2nd straight year. Very good stats from him. And Defensive Player of the Year, there is no Colts. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Quentin Toon won it. Eddie McKinney was at 3rd. Very good for him. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Dylan Jeffers wins it. And Cameron Best was right behind him. So Dylan Jeffers is definitely going to go up. So let's take a look at the team after they get their upgrades when the Super Bowl ends. But before I do that, we have to re-sign some players to make our team look the same. And we have to re-sign Jonathan Taylor. He wants to be here, so I think we can give him this contract. He's not interested in signing, but he is the reason our team is winning games. So a $14.1 million deal is nothing that we're going to say no to. Kenny Moore, we're going to give him a 3-year deal. He's going to test free agency, so it kind of sucks because he doesn't want to be here at all. Michael Pittman, he's a staple for the receiving room. We got to give him a deal, and he wants to be here, which is lovely. Grover Stewart doesn't want to be here, 30 years old as well. Isaiah Rodgers, still normal development, doesn't want to be here. We can look for something better in free agency. Julian Blackmon, though, is definitely someone that I'm going to look at re-signing long-term, and he's glad we got a deal done. I'm glad he's glad. So Zach Moss, he's been good the last couple years behind Jonathan Taylor, so I will give him a contract. He's glad he's got an offer done. And, I mean, everything else in free agency is kind of, just a drop in the barrel for what this team is. We're not really going to re-sign any of them. But let's take a look at the team because everyone that should be coming back is coming back, which is nice to see. So Anthony Richardson is up to an 83 overall with Superstar, and Jonathan Taylor is a 99 overall, Pier 99 with Superstar X Factor. Michael Pittman an 89 overall. Josh Downs is a 76 overall, and the guy we drafted was a 77, but I didn't want to play him over Downs because of his dev trait. And Eddie McKinney is a 77 overall, very, very good tight end to sit there. He's going to be the tight end of the future for us. Jeffers definitely went up to Superstar. I don't think he had it when we drafted him. Let's try to round him out and give him Speed Rusher because I do want him to get his rushing better than what it is. But let's look at the progression history just to be sure. Yep, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He got Superstar Dev from it. You'll love to see it. Very, very good from him. We just got a right end of the future. Grover Stewart isn't going to be here. Kwity Paye has had really good seasons. He is 25, so as long as he keeps progressing, we'll keep him on the team. Other than that, I think that's everything. I think we're going to go to free agency, and hopefully we have some money, so hopefully we can spend it on some pieces that didn't want to come back in this offseason. So here in free agency, there's some big names that want to be they want to be on this team, and I love that because we could totally get Justin Jefferson and have one of the best receiving cores out there. And he already wants to be here, so it makes sense. We're the only team offering on him. I mean, Tristan Wirfs, we sure up our right tackle spot. Let's throw him an offer. And we're third on his list. So let's up the money a little bit. Up it to 10-10 and see if that pushes up his charts. And we are the top team for him. Kenny Moore, We definitely want to try to get him to come back. Let's give him a player-friendly deal. 2 years player-friendly deal. And it looks like he wants to be a Colt as well. Derek Brown would be nice to get, but it doesn't look really realistic. Jeremy Chin would be really nice to get. I know he plays a really good in the middle linebacker role. And we need a middle linebacker, so maybe we take a shot at him. I'd give him a very player-friendly deal, 5 years. Let's see if he wants to take that. I mean, if he does, that'd be great. And he does, so let's see if we can get him. We got Justin Jefferson and Tristan Wirfs. We're still trying to get Kenny Moore, but we were able to get Jeremy Chin. So let's see if we're able to give a very player-friendly deal to him. And we're not. I think we're just going to have to stick with our original offer on him and just hope that he wants to be a Colt again. And he does want to be a Colt, which is perfect. All good. So that really made our team better. So let's take a look at the team before we go to the draft. So this is what the team is going to be looking like. We got Justin Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor on the offense with Anthony Richardson. And we also got Tristan Wirfs to shore up this offensive line. And defensively, we have DeForest Buckner. And we moved Jeremy Chin to middle linebacker. He's at an 81 now, but he's playing up to an 82. We got Josiah or Brents. I don't know his first name, but Brents, we got him playing CB2. Probably need to find a CB3. Definitely need a D tackle, but everything else on this team is looking really solid. So let's see what we can get in the draft. So here in the draft, I have 2 round 1 talents that I want to get. It's a D tackle and a cornerback, but they're both going in the first round, and I don't have 2 first round picks. So I need to do a little bit of trading. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. And I need to trade this pick up to at least like a 10. Like a pick 10 or something. That would like be ideal. It can't be top 15. I mean, it has to be top 15 at least. Pick 12 is probably perfect for what I need. The Dolphins want me to improve that, and I think I can do that. Let's send them a 6th, see what they say. They want me to prove it even more. I just don't know if I want to do that. What if we send a 5th and a 4th? See what they say about that. And they want me to improve it even more. And I just don't know if I have the ability to do that, because I still need to trade one of my picks up. So what if I give them 2 4ths? And how is that not accepted? That is literally like the least close to it. Let's just give up a 3rd next year. That's not even going to do it. Okay, I'm not going for pick 12 then. I'm not going to give up like an arm and a leg to move up there. Pick 13 is perfect. Okay, 49ers. Are you going to be a little bit more realistic? I'll give you 2 4ths. It's a done deal. The 49ers are smart, and they know what they need, so that's good. And now we want to trade our 2nd pick up to a 1st, and that's going to be a little bit harder. So what if we can try to get like a pick 20? Pick 20 from the Lions sounds really good. It's close. No cigar yet, though. If we give up our 2nd next year and our 3rd this year, it's a done deal. We get our 2 first-round picks like I want. And the first guy that I'm going after with our first-round pick is Jeremy Wilkins, defensive tackle. He's a round 1 talent, obviously, because I'm taking him in the first round. But is he not here? Did someone take him? You've got to be shitting me. There's no way. Okay. Let's take a cornerback. Let's take the cornerback that I want to get. Brian Thomas, round 1 to 2 talent. We're going to get him. 94 speed, hidden dev, 5'10". Perfect for what I want. I can't believe this defensive tackle went before that. Whatever. It said round 1. I thought mid. So
Colts selection.
That's on me. But there's another defensive tackle that I was looking at, but I don't know if he's worth it to take it now. Bubba Roby from Washington. Hidden Dev,
now
92
the
strength,
Vikings'
6'3".
turn.
You
On
can't
the
complain
clock.
at that after you screw something up. So let's go take a look at the team. Now, it's obviously not going to have the players that I wanted on it, but we got 1 out of 2, so I'm proud of that. And here's what the team is looking like. You already really saw it. The only 2 changes are the fact that we now have a DT2 and a solid cornerback 2. And he's also a really good strong safety. So once Nick Cross leaves, if he doesn't want to re-sign, we always have that option, which is nice. Jeremy Chin is our sub linebacker. Shaquille Leonard is going to be our backup. And everything right now is looking good. I think I want to start Jeffers at the right end position. And I think then we're going to sim to the mid-season mark. And we're going to see how we're doing. But first I'm going to skip to this part, because if you don't change it once you get to the preseason, then it reverted everything back, which I hate. It's dumb, but it's Madden. So for them, it just makes sense. So let's go to rush right end. And I don't understand why you don't just put the right end at rush right end. But Dylan Jeffers, rush right end. And let's sim to the midseason point, and hopefully cross your fingers that we're going to be doing what we do best, and that is winning. And I wasn't doing when I say the thing we do best is win, because we are 6-0. We haven't dropped a game. So let's take a look at our stats, because Jonathan Taylor has to be eating it up. I mean, 18 touchdowns for Anthony Richardson, 1,800 yards, 7 interceptions, amazing by him. Only 9 touchdowns right now, but 746 yards, crazy. Justin Jefferson, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Isaiah McKenzie, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Good numbers from them. Let's look at sacks. 3 sacks for DeForest Buckner, 2 for Deo Adebi. I don't know. Dylan Jeffers, 1. 2 for Jeremy Chin, 2 for Shaquille Leonard, 2 for Kenny Moore, and 2 for Samson Ebukem. For interceptions, let's go to the end of the season and see if we can keep our winning streak up, because you never know. I could have built a 20-0 team. And we don't go 16 or 17-0, but we do go 16-1, which is just as good, because that means that we did our best. Anthony Richardson throws for 4,900 yards, 50 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor has 1,991 yards, 23 touchdowns. Receiving, Jonathan Taylor had 1,000 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns. And Justin Jefferson had 1,012 touchdowns. Let's look at the defense, but I really want to look at like MVP. DeForest Buckner had 7. Dylan Jeffers had 4. Deo, I don't know. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that because I'm going to butcher it. Kenny Moore had 6. Shaquille Leonard had 5. Jeremy Chin had 3. Jeremy Chin had a really good season. So let's look at yearly awards. Jonathan Taylor wins MVP. Anthony Richardson right behind him. Coach of the Year was Sir Biggums, obviously. Jonathan Taylor wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Colt Jeremy Chin at 6. Very good from him. Offensive Rookie of the Year. No Colts are up here. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Brian Thomas is at 3. Any other Colts? Bubba Roby is at 10. And let's go see if we are able to make it to the Super Bowl. You would think when you go 16-1, you'd be able to win playoff games, but you never know. We're going against a division rival, the Tennessee Titans, who are 10-7. And cross your fingers we're able to beat them. And we win 49-16. We are now going against the Cleveland Browns to make it to the Super Bowl. And we do 41-38, a very close game. So let's hop in here against the 49ers and see if we're able to beat them. This is probably one of the fastest rebuilds I've done, because I think it's only taken 3 years. And all we did was sign some decent free agents. And I say decent, but we signed Justin Jefferson, who's amazing. But I think this team is just well put together. So let's see if we're able to beat the 8-9 San Francisco 49ers. And here we are in the Super Bowl.
Football.
So let's sim to the end of the game and see if we can beat the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, it would be crazy for us to win a rebuild this quickly, but it can be done. And we're driving down the field. We go up 7. The 49ers haven't scored yet. It's going back and forth. The 49ers get on the board with 7. We answer right back with 7. We're driving down the field even more. We answer with 7 of our own. It's an interception by James Pierce. They answer with 7 of their own. We go down the field, get a touchdown. Fourth quarter, we're up. And the Indianapolis Colts have won a Super Bowl with Sir Bigums, who was able to rebuild them in less than 3 years. So that is an impeccable rebuild. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see me do more rebuilds, let me know down in the comments below who you want me to rebuild. And also, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Peace.